I'm in the polytunnel and it has been a really good year, especially for the San Monzeo cooking tomato. These have done absolutely fantastic. They actually did better than my normal tomato crop. So temperatures are dropping and they're not going to hold on for much longer, and I'll find that the fruits start rotting. So I'm now going to harvest all of this, send it up to the kitchen. They'll obviously use the cooking tomatoes for sauces, and then any green tomatoes are going to be used for a beautiful chutney. On the left hand side of the polytunnel, I have started to sow a load of winter crops. So we have got beet leaf radish, which is germinating nicely, beetroot, mustard, mizuna. I've got some parsley at the back, along with two very long rows of carrots. And I'm hoping that the mice don't eat too much of it. So the mice this year have been a massive problem. But at the same time as the mice being a problem, the population of owls in this area has increased. So with every downside, there's always a plus, and you've always got to look at the plus side. Otherwise, it'll end up just being so utterly soul destroying. It wouldn't be worth doing. I've also got a new goodie. So we have got two big vents that are going to go in the top of the polytunnel. So they'll go up here, and they're going to be installed soon. With the idea of putting venting systems into the polytunnel, if any of you guys have a polytunnel, you will completely understand that in the summer months it gets absolutely ridiculously hot. And as you can see, I've got three side vents either side of the polytunnel. I've got massive barn doors, of which sometimes I'll try and keep the lower doors open if I can. But because of the wildlife in the area, they pose a bit of a problem, because they'll get in and then they can ruin crops and make quite a bit of a mess. So we don't want that. So I've gone for roof vents, which is obviously where a lot of the hot air will stagnate and sit. And it's a really cold day today outside. It's 1 to 2 degrees, but yet the sun's out and it's 21 degrees in here. So you can see how in the summer months it is crazy hot. So hopefully that will help combat the heat. And also, like I said, with the tomato crops, like these ones did really well. The aubergines did particularly well. My cucumber crops are absolutely beautiful. But the normal tomatoes, which are actually on the side which gets hit with the most of the sun rays, they haven't done particularly well. And that's generally because tomatoes like to be kept at quite a sustainable temperature, so they don't want to fluctuate too much. You get a lot of leaf curl, so if your leaves are cold, that'll be one of the reasons, is it's fluctuation in temperature from cold to hot. And with polytunnels, it can drop really cold at night, and then it obviously rockets up as soon as the sun hits the poly. So it's trying to maintain that cool temperature. Especially with tomatoes, they like to be kept between 16 and 26 degrees, and in a polytunnel, unless you've got an uber-duper system, which a lot of people can't, Joe Blogs wouldn't be able to afford. So it's only these places which are actually producing food for the market and quantities will be able to afford these systems. So I'm just playing around at the moment to see what will work. The side vents are a recent addition from a couple of years ago. Obviously the barn doors work perfectly well, but we just got to get rid of some of that heat that sits in the top of the polytunnel and just get that airflow circulating through. And also that will help against pest and disease, because it will just, air movement is exactly what you want in any glass house and polytunnel. As soon as I have removed the tomatoes and the existing cucumbers at the back, I'll give the ground a good old dig over, and I will be planting some crops. So what I've done for the right hand side is I have actually sown seeds in seed trays and cells, just to get them coming along a little bit, because obviously the temperatures are dropping and germination will start to slow down. And obviously with the mice being a problem, sometimes if you can get a slightly bigger plant than seeds, you'll find that the plant has a little bit more of a chance of surviving and actually growing into a decent crop. So I've sown a load of lettuces, and I've just got to look at what other seeds I can sow that I will be planting in this nice little space. Also as well, what I like to try and do is, I'm absolutely mad about this STRULCH, which is chewed up straw. I'll put a link on below if you are interested in it at all. It's a fantastic product, especially if you've got a high pH level and you don't want your pH altered in any way. It's absolutely brilliant for that. It deters slugs, and so far it looks like it has helped against the mice. It just gives it a, you know, just put an inch or two of a layer over the top of the soil, and also as well it insulates, so you know you've got a bit of a better chance of seed germination. So this STRULCH really does help in many ways. So this bed's nicely STRULChed and it smells beautiful. So once you have STRULChed, you get this lovely smell, and it just, you know, it looks attractive. It just gives it a nice finish, smells good, helps your seeds, helps against slugs. So what more can you say really? So let's crack on and get this done.